think we're live. I think we're live. And we have a J floating in the
Huh?
screen, but we're live. Oh my
See, pop out
goodness.
chat.
The tech did a bork at the last second and it scared me.
Yeah.
Was needed for assistance.
Is it showing up as live? Okay, there we go. It just started
Yeah.
on my. Okay, so I need to boop, create overlay. Need to close. Oh, I already had that.
Okay.
Gotcha. And then settings. And then I want.
And then how do I... Okay, I need to turn down the music. If it's even being broadcasted, because I don't even know if I'm doing it right. Uh, hey y'all, if there's anyone in chat, I need to also repost all my links. Uh, uh,
Why am I not seeing the pop-up window? Do I need to just...
I'm freaking out. Okay.
Okay,
Difficult.
sweetie.
Tech
There we go.
equals hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're getting through it.
Uh,
You're doing great.
That way is the camera, so I need
Your
to not
face
be
is the
clipping into your
camera.
wing. I hope not. I'm not looking directly at you because I'm sitting next to you. It'd be a terrible camera. Okay, and then I need to do that.
Hi everybody. I just need to get the new link out because it borked.
Okay, so I've got... Let's put YouTube chat right there, and then I've got the voice chat that people are in Discord up there.
Okay. And then I'm going to post new link. And then post on Blue Sky, and then we can finally begin. Yes.
Yay. It's not a single stream that I've ever seen that doesn't start a little bit scuffed.
Except for the
Then
very
again, I don't
first
watch
one I
many.
did. It went very well. I am live at a new link. Go watch. Yay.
Hi, chat. If anyone's there, hello.
There's a couple people. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I need to create an overlay for the chat so I can see it in the VR. And then it will be a go-go.
Here, not so that I don't keep grabbing it when I'm trying to move chat or interact with it.
Okay.
Oh, hey, the Misty.
Alright, and then I am creating an overlay.
I'm just double checking. I'm not like flashing stream, am I?
No, not that I can see.
Okay.
And VR is being annoying. I have to just click with my actual mouse because clicking with controllers is hard sometimes. I think we can officially start.
Alright, this is the officially starting song.
I'm going to... Nope, not that. Can I... Oh.
Whoop.
Oop-a-doops.
I'm rotating a bit.
Rotate
because I was
PDF.
like facing off that direction. Oh no.
Hi everyone. Hi
Okay.
my friends, fiends, and unsavory beings. It's an unsavory day. If I do say so myself. This is
Mhm.
Jay. You've met in
Hello.
previous videos and live streams.
You know
And
me.
Mhm.
Hi.
this is one of my other partners, Rose.
Yee. Hmm.
And so we're here live on the Ria Rosella channel. And yeah, I want to talk about the big scary bill and we can like cope about it. It's not as bad as it could have been for at least trans people. It's bad for immigrants and I guess trans immigrants especially.
And poor
But
people,
and
which
well,
we also are.
which we also are. Yeah.
Mm.
So, hi Misty. Hi Juel. Uh Um,
So for people watching the VOD or who
oh,
have
also
shown
go
up,
on Orange, all if you haven't. I need to do
I'm
that.
on
uh,
orange.
yeah, I'm actually just gonna go down to red so I don't have to worry.
Actually, I need to turn around because it's mad at me, trying to change
Oh,
statuses
are
with all
you?
the overlays in front of me. There we go.
Your screen real estate's a little taken. Oh,
Yeah.
move that.
Let me move the camera behind me so I don't accidentally like close the camera. Okay. It's like
Mhm.
a phone in VR chat for those who don't play. Um, so let's correct some misinformation that I kind
Mhm.
of contributed to, but not really. Because I was kind of vague. The trans stuff is not in the bill. That's a good
Okay.
thing.
So for
So
someone who's like kinda watching the news but doesn't know exactly what just passed, what's the
the trans
what
stuff,
is actually in the bill that did pass? Yeah,
yeah.
because
So
it
so
helps be
hmm
specific.
I I was getting there, sweetheart. So
Okay,
for those who
fine.
don't know, in the big
Mm.
beautiful bill, um,
Eh,
it it is a giveaway for millionaire and billionaires, tax cuts, and basically a gutting of like America. Like, I guess they're realizing that, hey, we're crashing, so they were trying to get the copper out of the walls, metaphorically. Um, and so what this looks like is basically giant tax cuts for the wealthy, cut for essential services for most other humans. Um, and what was in the bill was a bind or a ban of trans healthcare in Medicare and Medicaid. Did not pass through the Senate, luckily. Marjorie Taylor Greene, great representative from my state, yay, tried to put it back in.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. But um they didn't have the ability to whoa, grabbed the chat.
Mm.
They didn't have the ability to pass any other versions of the bill. They just had to go with what the Senate passed, so that was not in the big beautiful bill. Um, um, and but because there is such a Medicaid cut, it will affect trans healthcare. it will affect
Mm-hmm.
healthcare for like poor people in general, and like
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of different things. Uh, it's so we because trans people, Medicaid is one of the number one insurers for trans people because so many trans people are at the poverty line, as well as the Obamacare exchanges, which the subsidies to that was also cut in the big beautiful bill. Um, so therefore um, we are hurting as a community, but we're not even the most hit because did you when you sent me that link it was 20 times?
That's what I saw on Imgur. I was at work at the time, so I just saw that and was like, huh, this might be something to uh, confirm.
Basically,
But
uh ICE has got so well tracking. ICE has gotten so much funding that it basically is a military as large as any other except China and us as a whole. That's how big, how much funding that ICE has now to do all the things like alligator Alcatraz, or should I say alligator Auschwitz, um, and make even more of them as or things like it. Continue to do mass deportations. It's no bueno. So yeah,
mhm.
things are no good. Also,
Yeah, the Blue Sky Post was saying that it funds ICE more than the FBI, DEA, ATF, U.S. Marshals, and the Bureau of Prisons, which America, we spend a lot on prisons combined.
mm-hmm.
Um, not not great.
Nope, nope, not good at all. So I wanted to hop on here, and now that we got all that info, although the chat has stopped moving, do we
Hmm.
have currently viewers? Uh, yes, 54 are watching now. Hi, beautiful, wonderful chat. Um, yeah, it's I wanted to come on here so we could like cope about it and like talk, and you can ask me questions about coping skills as well as just like talk and make space for togetherness. So yeah. Random internet user appears to not be amused.
Hmm.
I hope it's at the bill itself and not my shenanigans, although I could understand. I'm pretty
But based
shenanigans.
on when that message popped up, I think it is. But I guess that's also on a delay. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fudgy.
um I'm the funding. Yeah, it is a lot.
Hmm.
Um they are they are trying to there's a phrase kind of going around, it's like the cruelty is the point. um
Mm.
so I mean I feel that that's pretty accurate personally. Oh yes, there I do have a full coping skills video that you can watch that
Hmm.
um that does that and can help. Yes. um Maybe even like having a group like guided breathing, if that's something people want, could be something we could do. By the way, because I'm a good streamer.tm, and by good I mean not, because this is the second time I've done it. Do I have my settings that the music that I'm listening to is actually being heard by the audience, or is it just going to me? Which is fine if that's the case. I'll fiddle with it later. I'm just curious if y'all hear Undertale in the background.
Let me unpause and unmute real quick. I think they're just hearing voices.
That's
Don't hear
okay.
any music in that. Yeah.
That's relatable.
Yeah.
Oh, hearing voices? Oh no, Jade. Don't listen to the
Oh
voices.
no. No, they're good
Mhm.
voices. They're telling me, oh, the chat is awesome. This is gonna be great.
Whoop whoop. Um.
Mhm.
Uh, okay, thank you, Velvet.
Mhm.
And Crunchy. You're hearing
And
voice.
everybody. We become the voices, the destroyers of stress.
Gay. Not on Medicaid, but I'm on state-funded health insurance provided by my work. What's going to happen to my state funding because I need a hug because I'm scared eventually going to get cut too. Um, Thank you, Bradley Buckeye. I'm so glad you enjoyed my video with Lucy and thought it was good and cute. Um, so that's the interesting thing about this Medicaid cut affects everybody because so rural hospitals are going to be cut, which means that more emergency rooms are going to be filled with people that are coming from the rural area into the city. Doctors are going to
Mhm.
get paid or not get paid for work because if they don't have Medicaid, but we have to treat them when they come to the emergency room,
Mhm.
which means if they're not getting paid, they're going to raise premiums for everybody else. So essentially, everyone's health care is going up. It's like a big L.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone's healthcare.
And
Yeah.
the people showing up to the emergency room are going to be longer since the emergency started, which is not a good thing. You don't have to be in
Mm-hmm.
healthcare to
Uh,
know that
uh,
one.
and
Yeah.
since this is my expertise area, a lot of acute care facilities and nursing homes, since they're heavily dependent on Medicaid and Medicare, may be forced to shut down, or
Ooh.
at the very least, literally kick people out
Mm-hmm.
of their facilities. And I mean, that's awful to just even
Mhm.
imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it like the conservatives are like, "Oh, I got mine, so screw you, pores." Little do they know they're making theirs also more expensive. I keep grabbing your hair. I guess I just have to play with
Mm.
it.
Aw.
I'm very okay being a fidget toy if that helps with the calming.
Do 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 do.
Because goodness knows that my
Misty.
my hair IRL is my fidget toy as well. That's why it's curly.
Mhm. But yeah, it like that F you I got mine attitude only leads to um people like shooting themselves in the foot. We live in a society dot meme. Like it's all
As someone in
interconnected.
chat just said, little do they know they are also the pores.
Yes, exactly. Quiz
Mm-hmm.
quiz quiz got it. Um
Mm-hmm.
Also, like the stream. I guess I should be a good live streamer and tell people to like the stream because that's the thing that gets the
Mm-hmm.
stream to like get to more people.
Yeah, YouTube will push it to more people.
It feels Jazzy says it feels like we are being killed piecemeal and people are just letting it happen because they are too distracted.
No, they're
Yeah.
not just letting it happen. Like, have you seen all of the protests? Like, whoever said Americans don't protest, like, hasn't looked around recently.
Mhm.
Like, I live in kind of the middle of fucking nowhere, and, like, my rural town with like, I don't know, not many people had a fucking protest.
Mm-hmm.
And when it
Yeah.
gets to the point where you're having protests in rural towns, people are paying attention.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
That's kind of
fiddle
uh,
some audio things.
Hmm?
Don't mind me.
Okay.
Yeah, I
oh,
think the rule thing does show that there is hungry for change, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it also, like, a lot of people are feeling kind of hopeless, which is, what we're trying to help with.
Mm-hmm.
it's feels pretty hopeless. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
right is on their shenanigans, and the Dems are just sitting there and passively objecting as if that's gonna help anyone. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really frustrating.
I will say one thing that I've been trying to like keep in mind is that New York mayoral race that's going on.
Zoran
I don't
Landami, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
And
he's the only
he
one I'm
won
hopeful
the
about.
primary by like such a fucking landslide with I don't know where they pulled the stat from, but I heard someone today say that he won with having more people in like the youth voter bracket, so like 18 to 20 whatever, than any record than any mayoral election that had records in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So like, young people are turning out.
Yeah, he had a
People are
gigantic lead in the first round. It was very impressive. I mean, it can only get better from there.
people are
Mhm.
asking if we are thinking of moving countries. Uh, whoa, with what
Yes, that's the short
money?
answer.
Yes is the
I
short
mean,
answer,
yes,
but
ideally, but
Or for
uh,
people who do not have advanced degrees, to what country? The moment we start qualifying for refugee status, I'm on the boat.
yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, with my disabilities and trying to wrangle my loved ones, I feel like it's just not in the
Mhm.
cards for us to move early. Basically, I
Mhm.
think it's gonna be just grab a bag and go tier shit, as
Mhm.
opposed to
As much as preppers do tend to be a bit unhinged, have a go bag, have a plan, and like a little
mhm.
bit of reserve cash. Not money
Hi,
in your bank, a
Dogfish.
little bit of reserve cash.
Mhm.
So that if shit does hit the fan, you at least have step one figured out and can get going wherever the fuck you're going. But
Jazzy,
also of note, I am paranoid.
Jazzy, the United States is effing huge. That's the one thing we have going for us. There are lots of ways to
Hmm.
get out. Like,
Like
it's
just driving across some states takes as long as crossing an entire European country.
yeah,
mhm.
we have that going for us, and that is
Hmm.
a plus that I do say that
Yeah.
some other countries,
Hmm.
um like, they're much easier to shut down than the United States.
Hmm. Yeah, and like as much as law, whatever, like the at the end of the day, it does come down to enforcement, and especially in blue states, no, they're actively putting a stop on that enforcement. Like,
Mm.
there's a reason why Los Angeles is popping off. I don't know if we want to talk about that because algorithm, but you know, if you're aware of that situation, you know.
Mhm.
Let's go. Some Paddling just said in chat that finally getting therapy and it's thanks to me. Aw. Golly
Mm.
gee willikers.
All right. Good job.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everyone should have
Self-knowledge.
therapy, whether you
Yeah.
think you need it or not.
W in chat for Paddling. Um
There's a poem that's literally like in my Discord bio because I vibe with it that much, but like hope is not some delicate little thing with feathers that like you have to like protect the best you can and oh gosh, like no, hope is when you get smacked down like the fucking any from software protagonist and then you get up again and you keep trying because you believe that it's a better world is possible. And I know I'm misquoting the hell out of it because my brain does not do quotes well, but like, yeah.
so
I,
um
I got it. That was a good way to describe it.
I will say for some people that are afraid about HRT, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't advocate anyone do what I'm about to suggest, but I will like talk about it due for harm reduction purposes. I have a license to worry about, so I can't advocate anything necessarily, but I can give information for
Mm-hmm.
harm reduction. And yes, you could say you both can say things that I can't. Looks at both of you.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but HRT, um, DIY HRT is the thing. There is
Mm-hmm.
a HRT resource hub if you Google it on right now that exists, where one can find out how to do it safely, especially if you are
Mm-hmm.
of the estrogenizing, requiring variety of trans person. It is much easier to do because it is um, not a controlled substance as of
Controlled
now.
substance.
For
Yeah,
now.
for
Yeah.
now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you can find ways on how to do that safely. Just follow the
Mm-hmm.
instructions. Make sure you're buying from reputable sources.
Mm-hmm.
And do the best you
Get
can.
to know your local biohacker community if
Well,
if you live somewhere that has one.
that is safe. There's
Mm-hmm.
jokes about bathtub estrogen, but like, I mean, technically, it is possible to, combine all
Mm-hmm.
of the precursors to make like chemicals. That is a thing that exists, but
Mm-hmm.
it is not advisable to do
Oh my god.
if you can avoid it.
That feels
But
like some
life's
Breaking Bad stuff. Jesse, we have to make estrogen.
we have to cook.
We have to.
Every Yuko video in like what the last couple months at least. That's just been like the background plot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yay! :3 :D starting HRT. What's changed?
Hmm.
What changed in the last 30 years to bring such widespread hopelessness and resignation so that Insurrection Chantarine ends up in office despite being against happiness itself?
Ooh, can I answer this one?
Sure, Rose.
The evil turtle known as Mitch McConnell and Reagan. Mitch McConnell and Reagan.
I was going to give a much more heady answer about the itemization or atomization of people and individualism and like
Mm,
people like essentially losing third spaces because having to spend money to
mm-hmm,
exist anywhere. Um,
mm-hmm,
I think technically, Dakotas, that I don't know if you can link in chat, but if you can and it won't like just auto mod you, then that's fine.
mm-hmm.
Feed me poor people. Blah, 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 blah.
But like when you have the like general goodwill of like, hey, we might disagree on this, that, or the other, but like we can still figure out a healthy middle ground and like function as a Congress. When that kind of dies because someone calls themselves the Grim Reaper of bills, um,
Mm-hmm.
society starts not working so well, and then every year or two you hear about oh, the government's gonna shut down because they can't pass a funding bill because they need 50 votes plus one, or 50% of the votes plus one.
Or 60
Margaret
votes for
Thatcher
cloture.
was in the UK,
I think
but similar.
another thing you have to consider also is the like this goes back to like the Civil War. Like this goes even deeper. It's a
Mm-hmm.
conservative project that basically
Yeah.
they they didn't even that they're upset that there were like the slaves couldn't be slaves anymore, so then they did it mass incarceration, and then the fear, and like during reconstruction it's like, well, at least you're not the black man, to people, to like create
Mm-hmm.
atomization, and like all of these things like were a component, and it just kept building and building, and then we had the civil rights movement that like was like, oh, it looks like we're
Mm-hmm.
going in the right direction, and then there was a big campaign to basically be like, well,
Mm-hmm.
screw you, you're trying to make things better, well, we hate that, like, and that was what like
Yeah.
Reagan was about, and Fox News, and like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it took them 50 years to get rid of Roe. Like the right
Mm-hmm.
are
Which was like
very
a
slow.
concerted project that people were like, no, this is my life's purpose now. I'm going to make sure women can't have basic health care.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh,
Yeah.
women and they're wanting health care and equal rights.
In
Gosh.
How
regards,
dare I want to not have tummy issues?
and with us like trans people, we became the major wedge after like a
Mm-hmm.
Burgerfell and like the gay rights struggle. They're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just put the buck down the
Yeah, it's just
line.
goalposts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a autistic German girl in one of my other discords who was oh, surely not all Republicans are bad all the time. And I like literally had to lay out for her the history of since the Southern strategy, when Republicans like basically ideologically flipped and were like, no, we're going to be the racist Southerners now. And like literally every president since then has like majorly fucked up the country in some way or another. And it's like, so if none of these are like true Republicans, then true republicanism has never been tried. So like the argument is moot. Like
Mm-hmm.
if a machine does a thing, then the purpose of that machine is to do the thing. If
Yeah.
Republicans keep destroying everything good about a society, then clearly the ideology destroyed is societies.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I like how Republicans are always going on about the debt, and yet when there's a
No,
Republican
the
president, the
moment they
debt
get elected,
skyrockets
they just,
every time.
oh, sorry, forgot to care about the thing that I've been yelling about for 8 years.
Exactly, Jay and
I'm just
Rose.
gonna sit in the corner and be quiet. Let's see, what is chat saying?
I will honestly say, like, maybe this is a spicy take, but I don't care. If you still, if someone is still, supporting Orange Man or Tangerine Tyrant or, Mango Mussolini or whatever you want to call him, if they're still supporting him, they are a fascist. Like if you
At
sign
this point,
off,
yeah.
if you sign off on what is happening, they are a fascist. Like there are
Mm-hmm.
plenty of apolitical people that are like, like see it as team sports and like they don't like root for
Mm-hmm.
anyone and like are actually like they just are like, "Oh, I'll vote when it's time to vote and my side is the red team or whatever." Like I'm not talking about them. The people who like are like like actually
That
like the
fly
guy.
Trump flags outside
Yeah,
of
yeah,
their
exactly.
house that I drive past every single day.
Yeah, we're not talking about Meemaw who just always votes Republican. We're talking about anybody who's paying attention to what's going
Mm-hmm.
on and still
Yeah,
supports this.
Yeah,
Unacceptable.
like the
yeah.
first step is like, education. Like, do they actually know what's going on? If they do know what's going on and still support it, um,
Yeah.
I can't say that on YouTube.
You, if you were wondering
You
what
should
you
not
would
be
be
around
doing,
them anymore.
yeah, if you would be wondering what you would be doing in like 1930s, 1940s Germany, like this is what you'd be doing.
Hi.
Something
And it
something
turns
in
out a
Minecraft.
lot of us are doing laundry.
No, so I
Barely.
I highly disagree. Cycrum, they aren't the same side anymore. Like you have one side that is evil, and then you have one
Mm-hmm.
side that is just like incompetent, money, like concerned,
Mm-hmm.
what have you. But that's not the same part, not the same as being
Unless we're talking about
evil.
Israel.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. But then you have wood and you have explosives.
Yeah,
Like, neither side is good on that.
like you have one
Either way,
side,
there's still a fire.
they have one side that are in power that like they are trying to be status quo managers, and then you have another side that's like let's kill people. Millions of people are dying that would not be
Have died.
dying, yeah, have died with like the USAID stuff, like and the HIV medication cuts. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between being evil and just being a
When,
status quo
when both
manager at the
George
service of
W. Bush
capital.
and Obama come out of, like, hiding in whatever obscurity they're doing to say, no, this is actually really bad. Maybe it's kind of bad.
Um, so someone is in Canada but wants to know how to help trans disabled friends in the United States. I mean, GoFundMe combined with like if you can rent a room. I mean, there's not really much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like
If
like
you're really, really good friends, now's a good time to start working on marriage documents. One of the people that I live with is doing that with someone in the UK right now.
which it's bad when someone is moving from here to Turf Island.
Yeah, when a trans woman moves to Turf Island to be safer, you know things aren't good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an input on that if you have
Yeah,
a
sure, go
minute.
ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I I think I think one of the greatest things you really can do, even if you're not involved in the trans community directly, is find some way that you can do some kind of activism somehow. Even if you just want to call
Mm-hmm.
representatives, or if you just want to maybe start a little a group for support or something like that, that can
Mm-hmm.
really go a
Mm-hmm.
long way. And I really think if
Mutual
more
aid
people would do
matters.
those, yeah, would do that, it would really help a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if
I
it's
will
like
also
just a
say,
little
like,
bit. Yeah.
even if it's like not like you're poor, you don't have anything except for your time and emotional effort, like just be there for them. Like this is literally a mass trauma event
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people. and like just being there for them and like helping them talk through stuff, and like even if you can't contribute anything other than just your time and like a calmer voice, like that matters a lot. Like
Regulate
back
nervous
during
systems.
yeah, back when the election had just happened, like I was in a position where I needed that, and I was lucky enough to have in my local community an older trans woman who like was able to sit me down and be like, look, you're panicking, you're like you're spiraling, you can't function like this, you need to like sit down. And like we sat down, and like it was 4 or 5 hours. We were both up way too late that day, but it helped a lot. And she just like sat me down, and like we talked through like what actually needs to happen before you are harmed. Like, yes, this is bad, this is not a good direction, but like let's be realistic, because just panicking is not helpful. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
what can you do to mitigate? What needs to happen before you become harmed? And what can you do to start moving in the direction to be safer? Like, I moved to a blue state. That if you have that ability, trust me, it matters.
Yeah. I'm in a red state. Yay. Christ. I
Boo.
You're helping a lot of people though.
The only thing red we
am.
want is Rhea, that's it.
Hmm. I don't know. I like it when my cheeks turn red because I get all blushy. But
Oh,
that's also
shucks.
Rhea now
Look at her avatar. She gets
that. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Some people saying like you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself.
Mhm. A
That is
thing that
very true.
I actively deal with a lot, because yeah, and that's part of why like it's such a team effort. Like, especially for like if you're not in affected regions and want to help, like just having more people available to help like cope like
Well,
matters a lot right now.
and as for immigrant communities, like you could like I know this is a very like under capitalism thing to say, but hey, like instead of going to the burger joint, maybe go to the Mexican restaurant, like or the Chinese place
Hmm.
or like whatever. Especially because in some small towns,
Support
like
local
literally
businesses.
literally like depending on where you are in the country like it's so weird, but I've traveled a lot, and
Hmm.
like it's like the Chinese family in a small area is like
Yep.
the people who
Hmm.
run the Chinese restaurant. Like it's crazy.
Yep. Hmm. I've lived a couple places like that.
Well, so like people talking about like larger scale and stuff, and like
Hmm.
sometimes you just have to try
The
to make.
revolution will not be broadcast.
Well, I was just gonna say another similar old chestnut of like creating the world in the world you want in the shell of the old.
Hmm.
Like people, there is a sense of being atomized and feeling like it's all on your shoulders or whatever, but like if you structure your life right, I mean, you might live in a free world with the exception of when you need to like go out and like do a capitalism. Like there are some days where
Hmm.
I'm sitting at home that I don't see a cis person at all. Like period. And that's just because
Hmm.
of how I structure my life.
Yeah.
Um so like you can like it seems really scary. Like I know a lot of people were really scared when um the election like happened, that like the end is nigh, but like for some It definitely is. Like, I don't want to diminish the people that are getting thrown in like places where the sun don't shine and all of that. But for others, they're just living their lives, and as
Mm-hmm.
people are saying, weathering storms. And if you're
Yeah.
also dealing with disabilities and stuff, like, not everyone needs to be on the quote unquote front lines or whatever.
We
Like, I
don't need
know
just
that's not
need
my
warriors.
role.
We need clerics and logistics and someone to feed all the front lines, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's often joked that the U.S. military, the most powerful military in the world, is a logistics company that occasionally fights in battles. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that in everything, like not just in conflicts, but like in everything that you will never read about in the history books.
Um, some person uh 001 says I have a trans friend who's in an unaccepting household who she isn't out to. She's in a state she can't get to Europe because money, and she procrastinates calling trans lifelines. Any tips to get her out? Sadly, there's no like one-stop shop for that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to help her is to just be a good friend, and if you can get her capital, that's great, but other than that,
Mm-hmm.
like, just be as supportive as you can. um which I never seen a high health queer concentration ever. People are talking about going to IKEA and being afraid to tell someone you clocked them. Like, yeah, that's always sad where it's like, I see
Mm-hmm.
you, but I don't want to make you feel bad that I see you, so I'm just gonna be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Uh?"
It's almost like an entire generation has social anxiety or something. I do like at least around my household, we sometimes jokingly use the term, "Are you a friend of Blahaj?"
Blohai.
And
It's below high.
I have heard it both ways. That's just the one that my brain defaults to.
It's okay, Jay. They won't ruin your culture.
It's okay. I don't really care too much. I just can't resist the opportunity to autistically correct someone for no reason, though. Just
Hmm. It's a thing
sorry.
where I have been corrected in both directions, so eh.
Well,
Well, don't you
somebody
know
was.
I'm always right, so it's fine. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a left.
Aw, dang.
Hey, random internet user says I'm correct.
No, random internet user, you're wrong.
Uh,
Who
actually,
would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies. Like, that's not a thing that people do.
yeah, that's unheard of. Well, that would be just straight up immoral. What?
Mm,
I'm not
it's
the
okay.
true.
We can
No,
all say
please
that we're
don't
a friend.
hail me. Please don't hail me like I'm the true queen. Oh my god, no.
The
Um,
queen.
Mm,
uh, and yeah, like, uh, oh my goodness. Y'all are great. Um, I I know this has like not been like super content-y because we've mostly just been commiserating because of like feelings, which is also a form of content in and of
hmm
itself. But like,
Mm.
It's community.
Yeah,
And communities matter.
exactly. And yeah, no need to like super chat because I know like things are bad, but if you could like the stream and help us spread it around and all that jazz, that'd be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Um Now if you want to, I mean that would be fine, of course, but Juel, don't. I see you probably opening the thing since I mentioned it. No, don't you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
picked this
Juel
for
is
you.
one of my patrons who aw, cute. There we go. Like, if I just have to keep my head still. There we go. Oh, it broke.
Uh-oh.
You needed
Um,
it.
but yeah, Jewel is one of my patrons who's lovely, but also like overpays me as it is, and like super chatted in my first stream, so I'm teasing her about it.
Mm-hmm. Don't spend money that you don't have.
How the hell did you
It's
know?
almost like we know you.
Yeah, it's almost like we know you, and also like, um,
Funniest
oh.
thing, she could have super chatted.
I'm not looking at the chat. I'm not sure what's going on.
Thank you for the super chat. Jewel said, "How
Mm.
the hell did you know?" when I said don't do it. Um
Uh,
and then Nano says the sign can't stop me because I can't read. and then, oh my god, too funny.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it coming from anyway in this world? Like, are you picking them
it's
up from the
The
random
plate over
alien
there.
foods there that I'm eating.
alien
Yeah,
Yeah.
foods?
it's like a cabbage hybrid and a cube. I don't know.
You know,
Mm.
now I have the flower back in my hair, but not really, because it's just floating there. If I
Oh, speaking of people
Hi,
who
Shroom.
spend money directly against your wishes. Mm.
Comfort chicken nuggies, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love me comfort chicken nuggies. I think I've said in either videos or streams, but I am a chicken nuggie autistic. I
Mm-hmm. It's got the perfect texture.
mm-hmm.
I got a question. What does everyone dip their nuggies in? You know, is it barbecue?
Mm.
I do hot sauce. I don't know if that's wild or not, but I do hot sauce.
I have lots of different options depending on the mood.
The lighting in this world and the horns and black color on your models makes you all look evil in the cool way. Heck yeah. I personally just do barbecue sauce, but I just like make a little spot of it on the plate and then do the like just the tip
Just the
and
tip?
then
Oh my god, Rose.
oh yeah,
Oh,
that's why that phrase is in my brain. I listen, I am a collection of memes like 20% of the time, and that was part of that.
Sriracha.
Um, but my one of the people I live with, she will literally like make the whole plate of nugs, flip them over halfway through in the microwave because that matters to her, and then she will individually put a little bit of sauce on each nugget individually, and I'm like, how do you have the patience for that? But I can't get you to clean your room. I don't understand.
I figured I'd add to my evil by putting my hat on.
Yeah.
I could add to the evil even more.
Hmm. If you're an evil witch, does that make me your familiar?
Yeah.
Because every
There
witch needs a good black cat. Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah.
Human is debatable, but I do resemble that on the outside.
Um so I am probably sacrilege. I mix different sauces together to like make like like um like you know how when you have a burger and all the sauces mixed together?
Mhm.
That's how I
Yeah.
usually take my chicken nuggies. But I will
Okay.
also have there's like a peach barbecue sauce that I get um from a country
Ooh.
store um
Mm-hmm.
that I really like on nuggies. And sometimes I'll just do like buffalo chicken nuggies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, apparently someone joined the Patreon.
Oh yay! Whoop! I'm not looking at Discord right
Woo!
Yeah.
now, but yay! Welcome. Whoever, what's their name?
Oh, I didn't mean to join that. But June 44.
Well, welcome,
Not sure
June.
if they have the same name on YouTube.
I
Oh.
mix ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise.
Oh, kids used to do that in my school with like school lunches and stuff. So it's actually not that unusual.
I only will
Ranch
eat
is just
ranch
a
if it's
thing that
spicy.
exists on food in the Midwest. Just everything. I don't understand why the Midwest has this obsession, but they will put ranch on everything.
It's the ranch on pizza I don't understand.
I love
Don't get me
that.
started.
I like it. I'm a fan. The- and with wings.
Hmm.
Bless your heart, sweet summer child, I do declare.
I will say that my favorite non-standard pizza is chicken Alfredo pizza. But that's because Alfredo sauce is good. I don't understand the ranch.
I love Mexican pizza. Like, there's a local pizza place here
Oh.
that will
Hmm.
put refried beans on the pizza with like a red, like spicy sauce, and then
My texture brain. Mm-mm.
melting cheese and like meat, and then they'll also put chips on it. Oh,
Hey, I
so
found the
good.
Midwesterner in chat.
Yeah, me.
I know a lot of kids in the school did ranch on pizza just because the pizza sucked, but
Hmm. I think I just got lucky. My school lunch was like actually not bad, but a lot of it was like from scratch because they were able to do that because small school.
that sounds cool. I had to deal with uh like actually I just made an adult version of it recently. It was a shitty chicken parm where basically
Mm-hmm.
it's spaghetti with a tomato sauce with a chicken patty. But instead of parm, because parm's expensive, they just melted mozzarella
Mm-hmm.
cheese on it and called it chicken parm.
uh, yeah, fair enough.
Sometimes I will create adult versions of childhood cafeteria
Mm-hmm.
classics because cook. If y'all didn't
Yeah.
know, cooking is one of my special interests.
Mm-hmm. I I do the thing where instead of like making little balls of cookie dough and then like portioning them out and hoping they don't run into each other, I just chuck it in a tray and then do like they did with breakfast pizza and just like cut it into rectangles. And honestly, better cookies. I like the thick cookie.
Um, Someone asked how old we are. I am in my mid 30s.
I'm
Go
a
ahead.
bit older than Ria.
I'm the baby of the group, but still ancient in internet terms.
Someone's leaving Florida. All right, no, someone said
Heck yeah.
option is
Oh.
not an option because they didn't get college scholarships. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's rough.
Hello, Skylar.
I will
I'm looking
say,
at chat now, finally.
depending on your friend group, you may have someone who's willing to
No.
let you move in for a few months, and then like while you get on your feet and find a job. But that's not possible for everyone. But hey, you're here on the internet. You probably have friends that are not also in Florida.
Shroom called Jay
Even if it's
grandma
just like,
age. Rip.
even if it's just like sleeping on the couch or
He
something.
could be talking about you.
Gators.
Mm.
Well,
That's
yeah,
just
but
because Shroom
is trolling us. Shroom's just trolling us. He be
yeah, he hangs out in
trolling.
the Discord.
There's a troll in the dungeon.
Wait, he's not supposed to be in there.
Oh my god.
I thought that he was supposed to be living under the bridge, collecting tolls.
Shroom called us
Okay, Shroom,
all
that's
grandma
rude.
age. That's rude.
I'm older sister age. This was already established.
We have a lot of fun though on the Patreon Discord server. It's a really nice community to keep the trolls out. So only $1 a month. Dogfish, you are not old.
Well, that's the point. He was asking if Shroom was calling him old. Her old. Her old. Yeah.
That we'll go with them for right now.
Them. Yeah. Dogfish is just a
A
chaos
dog and a
entity in my
fish.
brain.
Yeah, I know some people in Florida, and yeah, Hellish Steambox is the half of it.
Yeah. But even just knowing that you're around and like support and care about them does make a difference. Because as much as we are discriminated against, violence is not our number one threat. It's taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, like trans people are going to not make it in part because of like them not keeping oh, is that numbers alt? That's funny. Um
Mm.
um but sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, like a lot of trans people are just going to not make it because they're isolated and they're freaking out and they're just running themselves ragged.
I wish there was an easier way to pull up the text chat without accidentally joining the channel. There we go. But yeah, like the statistic, it's a thing that gets me emotional, so I won't like stay on it. But like, really, guys, like, if you're worried about the people around you, like, talk to them and like tell them that like you're here for them and that you care, and like they might brush it off and not do anything about it right now, but a few days from now, a week from now, a month from now, they might be freaking out. They might be having a really bad day, and you'll get a message and like fucking talk to them, be
Mm-hmm.
there for them. Like that shit does matter. I promise you. As someone who has been in such positions, it matters.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, rip.
Meow.
Random internet users' comments in the chat.
Mm.
This avatar has such cute reactions. If I give her head pats, she
Yee.
reacts.
Mm. Yee.
I like how I'm just thinking back. I see Juel in the chat. I'm just thinking about how I called her out. I was like, "Bam, gotcha."
It's almost like you know and care about the people around you and like pay attention to them and notice shit.
Mm-hmm. I try to be
A
a
thing
good
you can
community
do too,
steward.
internet
Yeah,
users.
yeah. And a random
Because
internet user can care for like herself or something.
hmm,
Do you have
one of my
I was gonna change the
Hmm.
subject and be like, do you have more to add as like a person in the medical field about the goings on?
I actually don't. I don't have much more to put in on that. For the big ugly bill. I mean, it's just a big, massive disappointment. I've pretty much said what I knew. I'd have to do more research to know any more detail.
hmm. Do we know what else was in it? Because I know it was one of those like big like budget, let's shove in everything we can kind of deals.
Um, oh, I
Did
know about the no
did
tax
the
on
AI
tip.
thing?
I don't know if the AI
Oh,
thing made it. I don't think
okay.
it did. But the no tax on tips thing, like this is the thing, like they were trying to like paint it as like
Oh,
helping
hold on. I need
people.
to go ban someone.
Oh, where did you see that?
Uh, YouTube chat.
Oh, that's weird. I don't see. Oh,
That's because I just
Yep,
deleted it.
it's been deleted.
it I guess I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a mod got to it.
Hi.
I saw it for a second.
Uh, I think my chat is also slightly like scrolled up. Oh, I just looked at that.
Mm-hmm.
um, never be a real woman. Oh, well, I guess someone is just
Mm.
trying to get attention. Mm.
As if anyone who says that knows what a real woman is has any experience with that.
As if people who say that tend to have any female friends.
Yeah, the actually
Or I guess I
quiz.
should say opposite gender friends. Because, yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Cole. Cole needs to be
you just muted or
Cole needs
deleted
to
it.
be
I
banned.
got the ban. I got it.
Oh.
Um,
I've
Oh
the
not
no.
moderated YouTube
Oh, he's
before.
so mad. Look how mad he is. Oh my gosh. Poor little thing.
super
Mm.
duper mad. Oh, poor
He's upsetty spaghetti.
baby. Overly sexualized
Mm.
avatars. Oh, golly gee willikers.
Can I just comment
This
on I
that
hate
person has
how
never been in VR
femininity
chat before.
is seen as just inherently sexual. I mean, where
Mm-hmm.
could you comment on I'm just so frustrated
I,
by
I,
that.
I can.
Yeah,
Femininity?
Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, go
Just
ahead and then
being
I'll comment.
feminine is seen as that even though it's not.
It's it's one of those things where they don't believe the thing that they are saying. They believe the end goal of them saying it, which is to like make women like hide and not, be in public or be noticed. It's just a misogyny dog whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Misogyny, yeah.
90+% of the time.
Well, it's also because like femininity is only seen as it relates to men. How dare we as women claim something for
Mm-hmm.
ourselves? Heavens to Murgatroyd.
Mm-hmm. How dare
how
someone
dare
be
we?
comfortable in their own body
Yeah, how dare
and
we
like
choose
not
the
want to sweat
inferior
to death in
quote
100+ degree weather?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But yeah, no, like people think that femininity is to serve men. So if you flaunt it, it's like flaunting your like any other body part to them. It's like having it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's why trans people are inherently sexualized, or trans women I should say are
Yeah,
inherently sexualized, is because
like
if we're claiming femininity, then we must
mm-hmm.
be asking for it.
Yeah, like oh no, I have exposed bare shoulders, scandalous. And it's like no, it's just like what
how,
this avatar
yeah.
had. I was trying to look for
How,
one with like
how dare you
the
show
right
your
hair color
toes?
and like the right animation pack already on it. Like it's not that deep, dude.
Oh,
right?
not only that, but like I probably have one of the most modest VR chat avatars that you'll ever like find.
You
Mm-hmm.
literally do. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's actually like part of the reason why I started making mine is like I just wanted to not have such a short skirt. I just
Heavens
wanted
to
like
Megatron.
some comfy jeans and my
Have,
hoodie.
yeah. Same type of person
I
who
just
just
need to
lose their
like
mind about
finish
lesbians.
making it.
True.
Hmm. But
Mm.
we're all the lesbians, with the exception of Rose, is kind of mostly liking the
Listen,
woman folk,
some
but
men
some
are
guys
really
are
pretty,
pretty.
okay?
I
I
I
like
I say
people
that's
who are
co.
nice to me. I like people who are nice to me, okay? Like physical attraction isn't everything to me.
You keep
It's a nice
naming when you
bonus.
when you mention a man you find attractive, it typically is like all like Maximilian Pegasus type like anime dudes that basically are might
Well,
as well
again,
be women but
like I
not.
said, there's a
Oh,
difference
thank you,
between
Fliz.
I
Thank you.
find them attractive and I want to date them. Like, gestures vaguely, both of the men that I have dated in my life, they're both bears, and they for the most part, treated me well. It wasn't because I liked how they looked, it's because I liked how they treated me. It's just when I see something and I'm like, ooh, I like how that looks. Yeah, it usually does fit that stereotype a bit.
A Kaibagoli.
Mhm.
Screw the rules. I have money. Attention, duelists. My hair is assaulting you.
Yugi boy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to eventually get like different like outfit packs for this avatar that are not like what I
Mhm.
currently have. Maybe like a
So I
pantsuit or
should just make
something.
you some leggings.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I have like back before college, so the ancient
Oh,
times.
thank you.
Um,
Um, horses.
Back in the ancient
Yippee!
times, I had messed around with Blender a bit, so it's just a matter of like relearning stuff and like how make frameworks do the right things. because that's kind of where I am with the model. Like I have the model. I just
Excuse
need
me.
to like do the stuff to make it work in VR chat because I haven't done animation stuff before. But also, yay, stress. I've
You
been
have
very,
you have
very busy lately.
you have too many things on your agenda for that right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
Got a dono.
I know.
Yeah.
I said thank you, horses.
Oh, a dollar.
Dollar dollar balla balla. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I have never accepted mediocrity as an acceptable standard, and neither should you.
Yugi's
And
hair
that's
should be
why I never
classified as a
do
weapon.
anything.
I like how Kaiba's voice is just, I'm gonna have a little bit of gravel, but also nasal at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ju- Speaking of partners, I think my BF is an
Juel.
egg and IDK how to help. How do I approach them with an idea that they might be trans? Have you thought about showing them TV Glow, Jewel? Um, it could just be a good movie if they're not an egg, but if they're an egg, then,
Mhm.
feelings. And also stop giving me your money. I love that you give me money, but you already do it monthly. You don't need to give me more.
I mean, there is that one post that's like you don't have to crack an egg.
Mm-hmm.
That like if an egg cracks too soon in nature, it dies. What you should do is
True.
like be a good mother hen and sit on it and keep it warm and like when it's ready it'll hatch.
And if it turns
And
out to be a
if it
rock,
turns
you
out
have
to
a
not
full
be an
rock.
egg,
And
then you sat on
it
a
the
rock and
movie.
kept it warm for a while, and it didn't matter, and you were kind and loving to someone in your life. That
Mm-hmm.
I saw the
Them's
TV
pretty good
Glow,
odds.
is the movie I mentioned, Humphrey. It's basically trans, like trauma, the movie.
Hmm.
Don't donate your life savings, please.
Yeah, like
It's okay.
you're about to move, like, in, like, coming months,
Hmm.
Jewel, and, like, I told you you also had things to, like, ponder that maybe that money might be useful for.
If he gives rock energy, then so be it.
We had
I
a
mean, if
viewing
you're.
of the TV Glow in the Patreon for our Pride month stuff. We do
Hmm.
now that we've opened that Pandora's box. I guess we're going to at least try to do at least one event a month, if not more. But Rhea's still
Hmm.
recovering from her bottom surgery and like is lay
Hmm.
tired. Nah.
Do we want to talk about what we did this month? I don't know if you've talked about it like publicly where people not in the Discord would have seen.
I said what we were going to do, but I haven't talked about it post it happening. So why don't you,
Okay.
Rose, talk about it post it
Um,
happening?
trying to remember so that I can go through it chronologically. So we had the VR chat party, which was like surprisingly fun as a person who did not grow up going to parties because autistic introverted nerd in the middle of nowhere.
We played a board
I
game too
actually had a
first,
really
actually, as a
did we?
reminder. Yeah.
I might not have been there for that one.
Yes, you
Oh
were. It
wait, no,
was
I was. It
yeah.
was the Cards Against Humanity. Yeah.
Which I forgot was as adult as it was, and I regret because it's supposed to be a 13 plus server. I'm going to pick another game next time. I did an
Mhm.
oops.
These things happen. It's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, like party was good fun, and even one of our resident mutes seemed to have a good time. And if a mute can have a good time at a party, you probably can too. Whoever you are out there with the
She
anxiety.
stole all the ducks. We went to the duck world and she stole them
Yeah,
all.
we were essentially playing duck hide and seek
It was
or
very
duck Easter
endearing.
egg hunt.
Yeah.
Hmm. And it was a good distraction. Whenever like a conversation kind of died down or you didn't know what to say, like, oh hey, what's going on with some ducks? And like it kept the energy going. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did gender presentations, which was so much more fun than I anticipated. But basically we like all made a PowerPoint because like a lot of us are non-binary or like intersex or just have other weird stuff going on. So like
Mm-hmm.
we all just like made a presentation about like,
Your
hey,
weird stuff.
so like
I'm weird stuff.
this is the full detail version of like what I got going on. And we had a great time with that, and there are
Misty hearts.
multiple community memes that have come from it where it's just part of like the jokes that we make with each other now. Um, and then yeah, we had the movie night. I'm trying to think. Am I forgetting anything?
Nope, that was all for the Pride events.
Hmm.
You're also weird stuff.
Yeah,
Good
I
night,
got to
colon
talk about
3, colon
philosophy
D.
concepts because my understanding of myself is not simple, but also I really enjoyed being able to nerd out about shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool Jacket was one of the genders.
Um,
Yeah.
what are you worried for yourself, Split Z, especially since you're a closeted trans girl? Like,
Mm,
I mean, we were just talking about how, like, earlier that you can still make space for yourself just because the big beautiful bill passed doesn't mean that like you can't one get access to care in some capacity
mhm,
and two like like slowly build your life in the direction you want it to be in. It just takes time.
mhm. But yeah, tell us more, and like we can help
We
you
might
figure
have
shit
some
out.
stuff to say, like
Yeah.
generally. We can't tell you what to do,
Mhm.
but we can have some general things to say.
Mhm.
Good night, Kaiju. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry you feel
Oh.
scared to come out. There's lots of things that could be influencing that, but
Mhm.
um, if your most immediate people, um, if your most immediate people in your life, are able to be there for you, then like we were talking about how you can kind of just build a bubble where, except for when you're doing a
Mhm.
capitalism, like you can basically live in the world you want to live in. And
Yeah.
that's what we do for the most part.
Mhm.
Um, if you don't
And
have a
also,
supportive people, you can work towards getting them.
mhm. Like a lot of people, self included, who might not have like close family, like don't underestimate like how impactful like a close friend can be. That like you can just like if it's someone you like go over to their house or like just spend time in virtual spaces together with affirming language, like whatever
Mm-hmm.
pronouns or name you want to move towards, like that that makes so much more of a difference just having that somewhere in your life. that like it can give you the strength you need to survive until you can make the rest of your life better.
In
Because
quiz, by the way, I'm only calling it that because one, that's what people know it as, and two, I'm just doing my silly Trump impersonation.
mhm.
Let's go! That's a great
Hey,
resource.
like I said, one person can be like where you start making a difference in your life, and like hang out with them, spend time, like get that like social support because we're a social creature. We need that,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm sure you're probably not the only supportive person that they know either. As much as like it's usually talked about in like job contexts, like networking is a thing, and you should do it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Bun. Bunbury just joined.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was essentially shoved back into the closet by unaccepting family. So like, I understand that, but like,
Uh, I mean, I think above
hmm?
all, please, I know it can be painful, but please prioritize your safety
Mm-hmm.
first.
Physical
Yes.
safety, yeah.
It can hurt
Mm-hmm.
to have to wait or to closet yourself, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to
It
put
gets
yourself in a
better.
situation where you can get thrown out and then you'd be in a
Mm-hmm.
much worse place. So,
It, if we can survive the Reagan era, like we can survive a little bit of like having to closet and stealth if that's what we need to. It's ideally shouldn't have to happen. Hi Jade,
Mm-hmm.
but like if it has to because it has to, then it has to.
Yeah. A thing that really helps for folks with depression, or just going through a bad time, it's gonna take more than that to kill me.
Hit me
Like,
again. I ain't dead yet.
like I was saying earlier, because it's been a while. Probably people didn't see the start of the stream, but like, it's not about you know, hope is not a fragile thing. Like, you can get knocked
Mm-hmm.
down, you can get beat up, and all this, that, and the other. Unless they kill you, you can get back up again and you can rebuild.
ah, ah.
It might suck. In fact, it probably will. But like, if you can survive it, it can get better.
I agree. You just fed me a flower.
Was it good? Did it taste good? Yum yum.
I love the cute little wiggle that she did. Exactly, Juel. I didn't hear no bell.
How do people network anyway?
Oh,
Sometimes people feel like alien
yeah.
doing my American impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
So,
so so a lot of people think that you need friends to do stuff, but you do stuff and then you find friends and connections. So find
mm-hmm.
something that you enjoy, whether that's Dungeons and Dragons, whether that's being in
Hi, Crunchy.
VR, um,
Or like
by Crunchy.
almost every autistic trans femme out there, Magic the Gathering at your local game store.
Yeah, whatever that thing is, you do things and then you
Mm-hmm.
connect with people. It's
Yeah.
called going from participatory relationships to more like known, intimate, whatever term
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Participate in communities and like talk to people, and then you talk to the same people enough, and it turns out I got a friend.
Also, you're
And
never going to
if
find, I say this over and over again in my videos, but you're never going to find a U-shaped hole in a community.
mm-hmm,
You have to just pick individual people that you vibe with.
mm-hmm. And then as for the networking part, like, hey, your friends have friends. Who do they know? Maybe you ask if like, hey, you want to like go hang out and do a thing that's more than just two people, and then hey, you're doing the same thing as participating in community. You're talking to people you don't already, and some of those people are going to become friends if you keep talking to them.
Also, Misty, like, same. Like, I don't have a lot of this trans femme stereotypes. I went to feeling school, not
Mm-hmm.
tech. I don't play Magic the Gathering. I've never played Celeste, although I have played Fallout New Vegas. What are some of the
Mm-hmm.
other stereotypes?
Uh,
D and
Until
I don't
D
know.
is
I
huge.
have, yeah, I have D&D, but like I didn't have programmer socks until I literally
Mm-hmm.
won them from the trans game show that I was on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a blowhide till like a month or two ago when
Because
she
I still don't
got
that
know
was
one.
how to blow
also
high.
part of the prize from that quiz show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to get your blowhigh, especially when you move and you
Meh.
can't just use your roommates.
I mean, I don't. eh, I I have context around like plushies and stuff that my brain like just doesn't really care for them. But
Peer
that's
pressure. Peer pressure.
so Rhea. When are you watching Andor?
Okay, fair.
Uh,
Dang.
All right. For people who don't know, one of my patrons is really into it, and I'm not, and so it's a running
I'm
gag.
into it too, and I'm not even a Star Wars enjoyer. It's just a good show, and God, I wish liberal politicians standing up to fascism were real.
Ugh. I think I'm starting to fade. How long have we been doing this? Oh my god, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. Jesus. Um,
Mm,
anyone have anything before we do a a Vita Sane for the night?
mm.
Get your chat in now.
Someone saying they just straight up don't know how to talk to people.
Uh,
Same.
um, who said they don't know how to talk to people? Which name?
V Digital.
V digital.
Uh, assume that you're welcome because you're at a participatory thing, like where like other
Mm-hmm.
people are gathered. That's like the biggest barrier is people assume that they're not welcome, and they assume that oh, thank you, Misty. They assume that um they're not welcome, so they don't know how to say anything. They're just like, oh well, it's like vampire rules,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't explicitly invite me.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go,
As someone
Skylar.
who was
Running for state representative. That's
oh hell yeah.
amazing. Juel,
What?
Juel,
Okay, nice.
Juel. Hey,
As part of the stereotype
no.
who was bullied in high school and like autistic and did not develop good social skills, like part of social anxiety is just you haven't been in this situation before, so you don't know what to do, and
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of just grind XP and like learn as you go. And eventually, the thing that really helps me personally, and like what helps you will very likely be different, but just having like some default scripts when you don't know what else to do. That's like
Mm-hmm.
the entire purpose of small talk is like I don't really know what to talk about, but I feel like talking to you.
And it's vibe
And
checks. It's just vibe checks. People are trying to get to know
then
you when they say things like, "How you doing? Oh, that weather or
yeah,
whatever." It's just they want to see if you're a good
yeah,
person.
And like for me in particular, that's just me trying to like shake the tree and see what conversation topics fall out so that I can like start talking about something actually interesting.
Cuba said that just is waiting for HRT to ship. That's good news. Yay! Congratulations.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to
So.
people is hard when you haven't done
Mm-hmm.
it much.
Yeah.
Everything is hard until you learn how.
I put skill points in it when I was young. That's how I learned how to human.
Mhm. Yeah. I just got lucky that my like primary special interest had a hard requirement that I had to develop greater than 0 charisma. And
Uh,
yeah, but
uh,
like socialing is a thing that you can learn.
oh,
Yes,
sorry.
Jay.
I was being patient, waiting for
Yeah.
the spot. I was gonna say that my experience with socializing was I thought it was hard to socialize. For me, it just turns out it's hard to socialize with people who aren't autistic. I just had to
Mm-hmm.
find people who were, and suddenly, magically,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. So I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's your story as well, but for me, that's what happened.
Yeah. Quiz said something worth pointing out. The problem with default scripts is that when I actually want to be honest, people aren't interested in further conversation. That's information. That means that like those aren't the people you want to talk to. And that's okay. Like not everyone's going to like everybody. Like just
Mm-hmm.
that's not how anything works. There's going to be some people you really get on with who share your values and what you like want in relationships or like the people that you talk to, and there's going to be people who aren't that, and that's okay. You need to find your tribe.
Yeah. God, you're repeating all the good things that I say.
It's almost like I learn, like I'm working on myself or something.
Aw, shucks. Lovely peoples. Well,
Oh,
I think
Hmm.
we're gonna melt and probably have our brains spool out of our ears. This has been lovely. I am so glad that y'all joined us and we could hang out together and
Yeah.
not be alone while all this bollocks is happening. Y'all have been amazing. Bye-bye now.
bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
I'm
Bye
ending the
bye.
stream. That's the thing I have to lean forward